Observe the pendulum. Watch as it swings to and fro. And now you will think I'm very poetic by using this as the mechanism to tell my flashback arc. So let's go back 110 years ago. Alright, let's see. Your name's Kiryu Hikefune, right?
Yep, that's me.
Okay, well, welcome to the Zero Squad, Missy. Right here, the elite of the elite. Guarding the Soul King and all the free pancakes you could eat. My name's Ichibe Hyosubi, but you could just call me Osho. In fact, you better actually just stick to calling me Osho. If you say my name too much, you do actually have run the risk of getting your throat crushed. But enough about me. Anyway, here's your free t-shirt and your orientation packet. Let's see, I already covered the free pancakes. We have karaoke every Monday night at Nemaya's Palace, so you can check that out. And that's pretty much everything. Here's the keys to your castle and your spoon of the gods. If you need me, I'll be over there.
Actually, I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure, go ahead. I'm kind of want to go eat my pancakes, so if you could hurry up.
Oh, right, well, anyway, I was just wondering, what would happen if, on the off chance, someone broke into this place and attacked the Soul King? Like, what's the protocol for that?
Are you kidding, Missy? That's what we have the Gote down there for. There's no way anyone could break into the Soul Palace.
Right, but let's say that they did. Like, let's just, hypothetically.
Huh. Well, hypothetically, they get their ass kicked. We have the 5 strongest captains in Soul Society's entire history up here now. We could totally kick their ass.
Okay, well, anyway, what about the Soul King himself? Like, he's guarded particularly well, right?
Well, actually, he's just hanging over there in that cocoon palace.
The one that has all the open windows that somebody could easily just climb into.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, I'm a little bit of an inventor, so if you want to just, let me talk to the Soul King, I'm sure I can install maybe, a security system around this place or something.
Oh, no. You see, you can't really talk to the Soul King because it's more like an inanimate object. He doesn't really do much. He just kind of hangs out in his glass dome all day and just sort of, exists.
So, you mean to tell me someone could literally just walk into that cocoon palace, stab the Soul King right in the fucking chest, and he wouldn't even try to flee?
Absolutely not. But, like I said, the odds of that happening are probably close to 1 in a billion.
Fucking called it.
Hey everybody, Tekking101 here to review Bleach chapter number 614. Is this finally going to be the chapter where shit goes down? Let's find out. So we open up at the 12th Division Laboratory where we see the roof is now fully open and it is now lightly raining on all the people inside. Hey Rukia, you're a little wet right now?
Fuck you, Shinji.
Oh my god, do you know what this means? Holly Bell escaped from her confinements, got into the Vadente somehow, and is now attacking the Shinigami with her light drizzle attack. Yeah! No, all the Shinigami are still just kind of chilling around the room, just kind of getting drizzled on, when all of a sudden the remaining visors, Hiyori, Lisa, Hachi, and Love show up at the door. Hiyori holding something that resembles a giant lamp. You know, the kind of lamp that you'd rub and, like a genie would pop out. I at first assumed this was like a Magic Bleach crossover because, that would be pretty damn cool. But no, it turns out it's just a regular container for liquid or something. And anyone that's been a fan of Bleach for a while, now that you know that Shinji and Hiyori are both in the same room together, you can kind of assume what's going to happen. Yeah, they have their very typical back and forth where Hiyori refers to him as a baldy because that's just her thing. I never understood that. What is that supposed to mean? Even as an insult, that doesn't even make any damn sense. I'm sure somebody's gonna tell me, oh, well, she actually means this, or maybe, baldy is, a Japanese insult or something, but that just seems like, it's like if I went up to you and be like, you have a mustache, musty. Yeah. Fucking suck it. I will admit, though, she does add a new insult, and she calls Shinji a kappa head, which is something I actually understood because of Shinji's very unique haircut. And then the funny thing is, Shinji actually, like, leans down next to Soifone and be like, oh, I guess that we're going to be ignored now because Hiyori said, I'm going to ignore all the kappa heads. And Soifone's haircut now kind of doesn't resemble it anymore, but prior to the time skip, her haircut was pretty much exactly like Shinji's. So Shinji's like, he's like, I think she's going to ignore both of us, Soifone-chan. And, you know, Soifone's just like, if you keep talking to me, I will kill you. Calm down, Soifone. There's a lot worse hairstyles you could be made fun of for. For example, instead of just the kappa cut, you could have the zappa cut or the rappa cut. None of these really work out. Anyway, though, Hiyori just kind of stops the bullshit and dumps out the contents of the lamp onto the platform that Urahara was building last chapter. I imagine this liquid is more of like an oilish type substance because even though Rukia says that it does look like liquid, it doesn't feel wet at all. Urahara states that this is actually the condensed energy that they form from the distortions in the universe. Remember back when the distortions in the world were kind of like melding together, like part of the part of the Seirete was mixed with the human world, and the funny thing is that really didn't go anywhere. I mean, Hiyori noticed it, and then Urahara contacted them, and Shinji contacted Hiyori and be like, hey, can you go and round up all this distortion energy? Like, how exactly did they gather the energy? There's so much about this we have no idea. Kubo glossed over this so much. This is one of the main points when the arc started. Like, okay, the Quincy's are around and they're starting to, like, enact a war, but also the dimensions are starting to meld together. Did you fucking ever watch Memories of Nobody? That's a big deal, okay? That stuff doesn't usually happen, so I thought they were gonna have, like, a big, you know, like exposition about this, like, oh, how we fix the distortions in space, but no, it's more of just used as, like, a plot device for them to gather energy, for them to, you know, shoot into the Soul Palace or whatever. Like, I just want to know, like, how did they gather the energy? How did they take rifts in time and space and convert it into, like liquid energy cells? I have no idea. Explain a little bit what's going on, just not very well. Remember the vials that Yoruichi had in her cloak back in chapter 589? Well, that was just a small portion of it. They just needed a little power from those vials to shoot the giant pillar thing up to the Soul Palace, but in actuality, the amount of energy they gathered has enough power to punch a hole through reality themselves. They don't even need to power the pillar, because obviously they don't have another pillar, and the launch pad was destroyed, so this is enough energy just to punch a hole in reality, pretty much. However, before all this goes down, Urahara asks the remaining visors to go change out of their normal street clothes into Shihakshos that are in the back of the autopsy room. Hiyori is obviously a little bit, you know, disgruntled about this, considering that, because, you know, she still has, like, some resentment for the Shinigami for what happened with them 100 years ago. I mean, their relationships with the Seirete have obviously improved, but considering that they've been exiled for 100 years for something that really wasn't even their fucking fault to begin with, I can admit why there would be a little bit more, you know, hostility between them, Hiyori especially. However, Love just kind of grabs her and pulls her away and states that, you know, the shit that Rose, Shinji, and Kensei, I don't even know if they know about their present situation, by the way. I would assume they don't know Rose and Kensei are now zombified. But he's like, do you know the shit they had to go through, the fights that they had to get to this point, and they're helping the Shinigami? You know, they got over it. They got over the 100-year, you know, exile thing, okay? So if you quit acting, you have to quit acting like a little spoiled brat, Hiyori. So we're gonna go get changed. And when you come back here, you better act like a fucking adult. That's basically what he tells her to do. And Hiyori just strikes like a serious glare, so they go to the autopsy room and they get changed. Anyway, Kenpachi asks the simple question, like, okay, so we just pour our Reiatsu into these crystal balls and then we get shot into the sky. Uehara states that no, that's not what we're going to be doing because the launch pad was destroyed. They're going to be attempting to open up a gateway directly to the Royal Palace. Something that, you know, you can't really do any other day of the week, but once again... Boom! That will never get old! But of course, because they're basically perverting the laws of time and space, they don't have David Tennant, Matt Smith, or Peter Capaldi around to supervise the operation, Uehara states it's pretty risky. Uehara brings up the only way that they're able to do this now is because Ichigo and Yoruichi's group went up to the Soul Palace, busting through the barriers once again, and that caused the opening for like that, I think it was like an hour, 2 hours or something, the barrier remained open, and he states that even using this method, I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to, come back at all. So he just kind of drops that bombshell, like we might be stuck up there for the rest of eternity. Soifon gets really irritated by this because this is how Uehara normally acts. I don't want to say he's acting like a troll, but in the situation where there's like a lot of stuff going on, Soifon's honestly really serious because she's like, okay, we gotta go take out these Quincy's, we gotta save the Soul Society. Uehara's basically just like, alright guys, head into the Soul Palace. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to come back or not, so might want to make your peace with God right now. He's kind of just like joking around or just like vaguely, hinting at these like minor inconveniences, and Soifon's just like, dude, we're freaking battle-hardened soldiers. You don't even have to say, are we gonna be able to come back, we're not going to be able to come back, doesn't matter, because we're going to go anyway because we have to do this. This is our duty as soldiers, and that's why she's a little bit irritated. Kenpachi, as you can probably imagine, don't give a fuck at all and says, I want to go and rape whatever stands in my way. I really have a little bit of a problem with that translation just because they use the word rape in that sense. I mean, I'm not saying it's something that Kenpachi would not say in that situation, but they were maybe going a little bit overboard with it. I don't know, it's just a little bit off when I read it, that the way that he said that for the manga stream translation. I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, stop dicking around and let's get moving. But yeah, everyone gathers up on the pedestal and everyone looks like they're ready to go. We cut over to the back of the autopsy room where we see Hiyori and the others changing into the shock shows. And then we get the title of the chapter, Kill the King! Ooh, that's strange. I know a lot of you might not have picked up on this, but, you know, I think Kubo is actually sending me a message personally, and since this is all capital letters, Kill the King, I think it's pretty clear what Kubo wants me to do. He wants me to end a monarchy somewhere in the world with my own two hands. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That's right, it's time to spin the Wheel of Regicide! It's a pretty simple game, actually. You might want to play it with your friends and family. All you have to do is spin the wheel, and whatever country it lands on, you have to kill their monarch. Here we go! Come on, Spain! Sweden! Ah, f***. Freaking Sweden. Freezing my ass off. Capital city named after a freaking mental disorder. Alright, let's see here. There you are, good King Whatcher-Slutch, or whatever your name is. Alright. Hasta la vista, baby. Oh wait, no shit, he was from Austria. No, same thing. We interrupt this program to bring you a breaking news bulletin. Coming live from Sweden is anchorman Robert Akutron with the full story. Robert, how you doing over there?
Yes, well, you see, it would appear that a local duck has been assassinated outside the palace walls here in Stockholm, Sweden. This is truly a horrible travesty that will live on in infamy, carrying over with the similar assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914, which spun the world into the First World War.
Robert, do you believe this will actually start World War III?
Well, I'm just a simple reporter and I don't know anything about political sciences, but my personal opinion on the matter is yes. The bombs will most likely start dropping tomorrow morning, so I suggest you kiss your children goodbye, live in your basements in abject terror for the rest of your lives, which are going to be rudimentally short. Although, I guess you could just consider suicide, which is what I'm about to do right now live on the air. Goodbye everyone, this is Robert Akutron, signing out.
Ah, damn it, I confused the King of Sweden with a freaking duck again. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've confused royalty with quacking animals. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, title page, then we cut over to the Soul Palace, where we see Ichigo and his group staring down at Yuha Bach. Yuha mentions to Ichigo that he has seen all that's already occurred, to which Ichigo questions what the hell does he mean. And once again, we are aware that Ichibei did fuck all to explain what Yuha's powers was to Ichigo. Now, granted, him explaining the power to Ichigo probably wouldn't have helped him very much, and it's not like Ichibei knows everything about Yuha's power, but he could have at least said to Ichigo, by the way, yeah, he has some sort of omnipotent sight power, so he can be aware of everything that happens around him, so, you know, you might want to try to figure out something to counter that with, you know, at least giving him a heads up, but whatever. Ichigo questions that, to which Orihime points out that Yuha's eyes are a little bit more weird than usual. I'm not sure how they can see across the entire room like that, but whatever. Yuha begins explaining what his powers are and states that I saw you with the monk, I saw you restore his body, and whatever. It doesn't matter because everything I've seen in the future has already occurred, and that's why you came here is meaningless because I've already killed the Soul King. BAM! Oh, well, what the hell did you do? I just explained to you, I killed the Soul King. No, you idiot, that's not how it's supposed to work. This is a freaking manga. Don't you get it? Okay, it's the final hour. You're about to kill the king and ending the entire world. I show up, we monologue for a couple chapters, and then we begin to fight while the Soul King is in the background with his life hanging in the balance. You don't actually kill him before I get here. Damn it. Oh, screw the rules, I have awesome hair. Okay, damn it, you got me there. Okay, everybody, pop quiz on what Ichigo's going to do next, just to see if you might do something different. Okay, so your friend has just been stabbed through the chest cavity with a giant-ass claymore. He's still alive, but he's on the ground, shaking immensely, losing blood. What do? There's no hospital in sight. Do you A, apply pressure to the wound to remind the patient not to panic? Do you B, apply an ice pack to the said area? Or do you C, yank the fucking claymore out of his chest cavity, allowing him to bleed to death? Oh, wait, let me see. Whatever I'm sure you're going to do in that situation, probably not the first thing you're going to think of is just, oh man, Bill got stabbed. Okay, Bill, are you alright? I mean, my god, Ichigo, how stupid are you? Yeah, Ichigo just Shunpos right behind Yuha, grabs Soybron, and just yanks the fucker right out of the Soul King's glass dome, whatever the hell that thing's supposed to be, as Yuha just kind of turns and just kind of smirks at him and says, Ichigo, you will bring Soul Society to ruin with your very own hands. Oh, geez, I wonder what he means by that. Oh my god, that is what he means by that! So Ichigo's arm begins to be taken over by what it looks like Blute Vein, or maybe like, I thought initially it was like that Blute on a Haben thing that Yuha used against Ichibei in their fight, but nonetheless, it's like, it's to indicate that it's his blood that's responding to either holding the sword or being in the presence of the Soul King.
I could be a real douche right about now. Then again, it would probably end the world and all life as we know it. Fuck it, I'm bored.
Although I will give Ichigo some credit, I think he's the first person in this entire series to have the Soul King emote, at least something. His face looks a little bit differently here than anything else anyway. It looks like just like he opened his mouth a little bit, but he's just like, Ichigo, what the fuck? I thought we were tight, dog! That's right. Just as I had foreseen, Ichigo. Oh god, Yuha, you're gonna die so bad. Please stop it. Stop with the the epic foresight vision. I have seen the future and you're all dead. You're gonna die so bad. I mean, I don't know, maybe not necessarily die, but it's not gonna end for you. The more you set this up, the more pathetic you have your end, design. Like, remember Aizen? Aizen was all like bluster and bravado, like, I'm a higher being, and then his defeat by Ichigo, he was basically there like shouting like, I will not let myself be controlled by that thing! I am the ruler! I will decide how the world should be! And he's like shouting to the heavens, like having a temper tantrum. Yeah, that's what Yuha's setting himself up for with all the, the ranting about how he can see into the future now. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, the point of the matter is Ichigo pretty much just screwed the pooch and killed God. So now we cut back down to the Vendante, where we see a crack in the Seirete wall being formed as Yuha states that, let us gaze together upon the destruction of the Soul Society. Evil laugh, evil laugh. Alright, so that's the end of the chapter. What basically Yuha was saying there, that Ichigo's Quincy blood simply reacted to being in the presence of the Soul King. I also want to assume that having, Yuha's sword in his hand maybe affected him a little bit too, because he was already in the presence of the Soul King, not only just now, but also when he was in the Soul Palace. You think he would have reacted strongly when he was in the Soul Palace the first time. Even if he didn't actually see the Soul King the first time while he was in the palace, he's in the same general area, and he seemed fine with his Quincy blood. So I think it had something to do with Yuha's sword. I don't think this is anything like Yuha, directly possessing Ichigo. It's just that, well, but, it's already been established that Yuha has a piece of his power or a fragment of his self inside of Ichigo. That's what we thought Zangetsu was to begin with. Even though this Zangetsu is more of Ichigo's ally at the moment, maybe he still can't resist his primal urges to kill the Soul King, because that resembles everything that the Quincy's stand against. So, I don't think it's any, direct possession, like Yuha's, I'm controlling you like a puppet master, like a Pepe or, I guess Giselle sort of thing. It's just like Ichigo's own body can't stand being in the presence with that, and holding, Yuha's sword, which is like a symbol of pure Quincy might. He's just like, whoosh. So, yeah, though, next chapter with the, collapsing, the cracking of the Seirete wall, we're probably going to see some major shit go down, as in, the entire reality beginning to crumble. Not only the Seirete, but probably, not only the Soul Society, but probably also the other dimensions we might see scenes from as they're, beginning to collapse, too. This might start down, the final countdown in the Bleach series. We have to hurry up and defeat Yuha before this entire universe collapses. Can the Soul King be saved at this point? Is he even truly dead? Well, he's probably close to being dead if the universe is starting to crumble. He might not be completely dead yet. People are saying oh, well, Ichigo might take his place as the Soul King. I don't see that happening. There might be still some way to restore him to his, because he's essentially a god creature. So, stabbed in the stomach and then slashed, that might be enough to kill your average Joe, but it's kind of like this metaphysics concept at this point, so there might be a way to just, restore him with everyone's happy wishes. I don't know. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry we were a little bit delayed on this one. I was a little bit sick yesterday, so that's why I couldn't get around to filming it. That was school. Oh, also, I have a little bit of an announcement here. You can go check out this video. There's a YouTuber by the name of Billy the Afro Man who took on my Ultimate Bleach Quiz Challenge, and he did amazingly well. This was the guy I was looking for. I knew there was another motherfucker out there somewhere that knew as much Bleach knowledge as I did, and this was the guy right here. He pretty much, I think he missed 2, and he got all the bonuses, essentially, or close to all the bonuses. So go check out his video below. It's about 20 minutes, but he pretty much soundly takes on my my quiz, and he does demolish it. So good for you, sir. I think he was the only one that even did that good. And the way he said the answers, it's just like he knew them off the top of my head, because all those questions on there, those are all stuff that I knew off the cuff. That wasn't something I had to really dig deep for. I knew most of those answers right away. So that's just how I am and how he is, I guess. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Check out video below, Billy the Afterman. Tekking101, signing out.